Hi, everybody. I'm Kristie. That's Sabrina, and we're the creators of ABC Fit Collective. We are both certified pre and postnatal fitness experts with over 10 years of experience each. And today we are spilling the secrets on the 4 areas that you should absolutely focus on for parenthood, right? These movements are going to best prepare you for parenthood. And these are the 4 areas that we always focus on when training our clients. Now, let's get started. We're going to start with back. Keep in mind, there's a blog post that is all about this. So we're just going to kind of highlight and almost like illustrate the areas that we're talking about in the blog post. First and foremost is going to be back. Now, for those that don't know, the A in ABC stands for alignment. The B is for breathing and the C is for core. If you want proper alignment, you need to train your back, your postural muscles. So our first exercise that we talk about in this blog post is going to be the farmer's carry. Now, the farmer's carry is quite simple in the fact that you're really just holding these weights, locking the shoulders down. There's a slight pinch in between your shoulder blades, and you want to make sure that you're not flaring through the ribs. Now, you're going to hold here. Yep. You can opt to take a nice little march. You can also take the option of just holding one-sided. And the reason why this exercise is excellent for parenthood is that you are going to find that you're maybe holding the baby on one side and you're holding, let's say, the car seat, or you're holding the diaper bag, and those things get heavy. Second exercise that we really love for your back is going to be a bent over row. Now you can do a dual row, what Sabrina's about to do right here. Nice big pull, slow release, or you can do this single sided. Again, nice long spine. Make sure that your head is actually in line. You're pulling the belly button in, right? And we're rowing, making sure that the shoulder is pulling down the back and kind of get the hand towards the back pocket. All right, so that's number 1 of 4. The next area we're going to talk about is your glutes, your booty, your butt. Your butt is a powerhouse, okay? You need to start looking at your booty as where all your power comes from, all right? Now, you may find yourself getting up and down off the couch, up and down off the chair, holding the baby. This is mom and dad. This is everyone, right? So you're going to find a squat position. A great way to start the squat position might be in a chair. And you want to think about driving those heels down. Squeeze your butt from the very bottom all the way up to the top, okay? So this is exactly what we're talking about here. She's got this hold here, front rack position, nice long spine. Second exercise that is going to be excellent to train your glutes and your butt and your entire backside really is going to be the deadlift. The deadlift, you're going to bring your feet about hip distance apart. There are many ways to do the deadlift. We're just going to go with a conventional. And you want to lock the shoulders down and back, core is engaged. You're going to push your butt back as you take this nice little hinge here, and then you're going to stand up tall. Now, as your baby starts to get heavier and bigger, you're also going to find that maybe you're lifting the baby out of the bathtub. This is essentially the movement that we suggest you do. Another thing, you might find that you're putting the baby down into the crib. This is, again, keeping that long spine, using your butt to help power you up. So that's the second of 4. We're going to move into the shoulders. Now, if any parent is going to tell you, they'll tell you their upper body, the shoulders are a definite hot spot. And this is why we train this both during pregnancy, right? So for all my mamas that are pregnant, and also during parenthood, right? During motherhood. This is, again, not specific to mothers, but we do focus primarily on mamas. So we're going to start with the overhead press. The overhead press is an excellent exercise to target the front and the back of your shoulder. So if you think about it, it's your anterior and posterior deltoid. But what I love about a single-sided press is that it's also going to challenge your core, which is going to kind of like sneak into the last of the 4. All right, so making sure that your shoulders are nice and square, your hips are nice and square, and I'm just going to turn her to the side, making sure that she's not flaring through the rib cage, right? She's pulling the belly button in and out. The second exercise in this one for shoulders is going to be a front raise. This is a very parent-specific movement also. Why? Every time you lift the baby out of the, like, let's say the diaper changing station, you're lifting the baby to maybe put something underneath, right? That is a front raise. You can see Sabrina has her shoulders directly over the hips, not to put any tension in that lower back, right? And there's a soft bend through the knees. And although she's working the shoulders, you betcha that the core and the booty are helping you get this exercise done. Our last of the 4, right, is going to be our core muscles, which brings us to the C in ABC. Your core muscles are super important, especially if you were the birther, right? The person that was actually giving birth and pregnant. you may need to take time to rebuild. Now, disclaimer, if you were the woman or person that was giving birth, we strongly suggest that you get cleared by a doctor before engaging in any sort of activity or exercise postpartum. But we're going to give you these 2 exercises again. Whatever part of parenthood you're in, these 2 exercises are going to be excellent. Number 1 is going to be a plank. So we're going to give you a tall plank position. Listen, these 2 exercises may not be the most glamorous, but they pack the biggest bang for the buck here. So hands are going to be directly under the shoulders. You want to make sure your hips are nice and square and you're reaching those heels back, okay? The neck is in line, and some things that we often see is that the hips will be a little bit too high, in which case you see how the shoulders are off alignment from the wrists, or the hips are a little too low, right? In which case we have some like swaying here, which will cause some lower back discomfort, and we just don't want that. So make sure you have a nice long leg here, or long spine. You can rest. She's gonna hold the plank forever. Second exercise that we really love is gonna be a side plank. Now, we'll show you the full side plank, but we'll also show you a modified side plank. And again, this is great for everybody, but especially my new parents. You're gonna lock this shoulder over the elbow. Okay, we love a low side plank. All right, it gives you a little bit more surface to work on here, and it gives you a little bit more stability. Now you can stack the feet over one another. I want you to take a nice big exhale and press those hips forward. Now, you can't see from where I am, but from the head all the way down to the feet is one long line. Imagine she's up against an imaginary wall. She's pushing the shoulders, the lower back, the butt, the heels, everything up against that imaginary wall, okay? That's your full. You still have the option of modifying. So you'll bend the bottom knee here, and we want to bridge the hips forward. And again, thinking about that bottom side of the core, I want you to squeeze the booty, especially that bottom butt, to press it forward and make sure the hips are square forward. Be mindful. Some folks want to open up that hip. This is an excellent exercise for your obliques, which is the side of your core, right? It's also going to help with not dropping, right? So you can rest here. No lateral flexion, okay? So these are the 4 areas that in this blog post, if you followed or read this blog post, we just wanted to kind of illustrate and show you. So if you were like, what do they mean? This is what we mean. If you have any questions at all, always feel free to reach out. We're at hello@abcfitcollective.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at abcfitcollective.com. And also in November of 2022, we are going to be releasing our Fit Pregnancy Program, which will have all of this and so much more. Thanks so much. I'm Kristie, that's Sabrina, and we're ABC Fit Collective.